Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Transformers Dark of the Moon. And this movie came out in 2011, and it's directed by Michael Bay once again. And it stars Shia LaBeouf as Sam Witwicky. And I'll say this much about Dark of the Moon: it was better than Revenge of the Fallen. Revenge of the Fallen was a disaster that had only a couple things really to like about it. Whereas this movie, it still has some good things in it. The visual effects look great for the time. The action in this movie was entertaining, and I really enjoyed the second half of this movie a lot. That's really where this movie shines, is because the second half of this movie is almost all action. And it's really entertaining, and it goes on for a really long time. And it makes up for a lot of the movie just because of that. Like, this film felt like it was packed with action to me. And I didn't hate John Turturro in this movie. He doesn't really have anything interesting to do. But at the same time, he didn't really drag the movie down like Frances McDormand did. She was kind of annoying. And also didn't really need to be there, other than, like, to show off, hey, Frances McDormand's in this movie. Watch this movie, please. And people did watch this movie, and it grossed over $1 billion. And I believe it was the first Transformers movie to gross over $1 billion. Sadly, with this movie, in the first half especially, I think it really drags, because after those first two movies, Sam Witwicky is just not interesting to me. Like, he's already done everything that you could possibly explore with his character, and there's nothing really to explore with this character. Even after the first movie, there's like, okay, what's left? And the second movie tries to have something, and in this movie, it just shows that there's nothing to his character that really makes it compelling. And just like the previous movies, his parents were annoying. I didn't like watching them on screen. The comedy didn't really work for me. I can't remember one funny joke or one moment where I laughed with the film. And there were a lot of scenes in this movie that just ultimately led to nothing and could have been removed from the movie entirely. And this movie is slightly over 2.5 hours long, the longest Transformers movie at this point. Like, in terms of the ones that were released up until 2011. Like, out of those three, this one's the longest one. And just like the second movie, it just feels like there's so much filler. Not as much like the second movie, like an improvement for sure. But sadly, at the same time, those parts that I did not enjoy really do not do the movie any favors. And the plot for this movie is dumb and doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, the more I think about it, the less sense it makes. And it's just a whole bunch of random nonsense. And it's just a very improbable plan to kind of pull off. And this movie brought Leonard Nimoy into it, and I liked Leonard Nimoy in this movie, even if he didn't have a whole lot of screen time. It was nice to hear him as Sentinel Prime. And that's about all I have to say about Transformers Dark of the Moon. It was better than the second movie, which is pretty much all anyone would have wanted, I guess. An improvement over the second movie. It does take a while for it to get better than the second movie, because the first half of this movie really drags on forever. Nothing really builds to anything particularly interesting. The characters aren't really all that compelling, and the story is all over the place. But the last action scene that goes on forever, that takes place in the city, was a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Even if it does get really goofy, it's more entertaining than the non-action scenes. I'll say that much. But sadly, despite me really enjoying the second half of this movie, would I say this movie is good? No. Would I recommend it? No. It's just nothing really great. So skip this movie if you ever come across it, would be my recommendation. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Transformers Dark of the Moon a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Transformers Dark of the Moon, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Breakdown. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.